Well, hello there, folks. It is Mikael, and my name is Mikael Patrick Bovines, and I am the founder of Soul-utions, Solutions for Moving Beyond Struggle. And today, I'm excited to share with you 5 methods that I've developed and used over the years to help me to focus and harness my mind. To focus and harness my mind, not only to relax, but in that relaxation of the mind, the body always follows. Because every thought you think has a physical reaction. Every time you shift and change your mind, your body somehow responds. And I want to talk a little bit tonight about how to do that. How you can find these 5 methods and pick and choose the one that works best for you. I'm going to give you several methods, 5 of them to be specific. Some of them using more of your creative imagination, others doing very practical, tangible things that you can do to increase your ability to not only take charge of your mind, but to understand the difference between the brain and the mind. Because there are specific things that people tend to mush together. You know, one of them that's very common is people tend to mush together your soul and spirit. Soul and spirit are the same thing. No, they're not. They're very different. And the same with the mind and the brain. We think of the brain and the mind working together, but in truth, the mind is non-local. The mind is your consciousness. And when you can understand and start to value and appreciate your mind, you can start to have dominion over it. You can start to manage your mind rather than letting your mind manage you. And that's what tonight's going to be all about. So I'm here in San Francisco. The sun is getting ready to set. It's 5:30. And it'll start slowly getting dimmer, and I have lights on here that might prevent me from getting too dark. But we are going to jump into a meditation too, a quick centering meditation, and I'm going to give you lots of great information. So if you have a notebook, you might want to jot down some notes. But let's talk about the differences between the mind and the brain. See, the brain is the apparatus. It is the receiver that focuses and takes the signal called your consciousness and allows it to be understood, slowed down in time and space, and worked with. In other words, you can manage through the brain, you can manage and understand and slow down the information that flows through from your mind. I like to use the analogy like a television receiver. The airwaves, the VHF, the UHF waves that come through, well, your brain is like the television. You're not inside of your television, and neither is the newscaster inside of the television. But it picks up the signal and broadcasts the information. And the brain is the same thing. It broadcasts the information that comes from your consciousness, which is your mind, which is the eternal part of you. And to better delineate and understand the difference is the best way to begin doing this introduction of how you can access these 5 methods to relax your mind and body in minutes. You see, the brain can identify something that's beautiful. It can identify symmetry and balance and harmony. It can identify it, but it's the mind that appreciates beauty. The mind appreciates the beauty. Your brain can recognize a joke. This is a joke. But it's the mind that has a sense of humor, that actually laughs at the joke. And everyone has a different sense of humor. It's not connected to the brain, it's connected to your consciousness. The brain can identify and can look at the options and think about, these are my options. But it's your mind that makes the decision, that chooses. From all these variable choices out there that your brain can think about and analyze, it's the mind that decides. It's the mind that chooses what you're going to do. The mind is the playground of the imagination. Your imagination is the most beautiful way that you can begin to connect with your consciousness, with your mind. And as you do that, as you recognize that your imagination is so powerful, and you know, we're taught from the time we're little, we live in a world, very, very much so when we're children, we're very engaged with our imagination. We're very engaged with that. And yet we slowly strip it away. We slowly devalue our imagination. But I want you to think about it right now. the room you're sitting in, the clothing that you're wearing, the glasses you're reading through, the computer screen or the phone that you're holding in your hand, all began in the same place, someone's imagination. In order for anything physical to be created in this physical world, it needs to first enter into the imagination. It is the blueprint of all that exists physically in our world. And yet we just discard it as, oh, it's just your imagination. Get real. Be positive. Think about things that are practical and tangible. The mind is not tangible. The mind is etheric. The mind is consciousness, and it never ages. That's the part of you that when I turned 57 this year, and I still feel like in consciousness that I'm 24. It's like that part of your mind doesn't age. You know what I mean? It's like, it's who you are. And it's the mind that knows how to love, and to dream, and to imagine. The brain uses the process to help you with the process of that, but it doesn't do it on its own. It needs the mind. And there are 3 different levels of the mind. We have the conscious mind, which is the least conscious, by the way, but your conscious mind, and then your subconscious mind below that, and then the unconscious mind. 3 different levels of the mind. Well, our conscious mind is the one that we're most aware of, but your subconscious mind holds all the information from everything you've ever seen, every license plate that you've driven down the street and noticed, every menu you've eaten off of. It knows the prices from 1975 of whatever restaurant was your favorite restaurant back then. It has that information stored, but you see that's so overwhelming and so confusing and so useless information, so your conscious mind filters a lot of that stuff out and only focuses on what's pertinent and important and valuable, but your mind is that powerful. And so your subconscious mind is actually more conscious of all that, of the data and information that is possible for you to know. But it's your conscious mind that is what we're going to work with today. And we're going to go into these 5 methods, and it shouldn't take more than maybe 45 minutes to an hour. And if you have any questions, I see a lot of people joining here, and I'll be happy to answer those questions by sending me a message afterwards. Also, I do have some free meditations that you may enjoy, so be sure to check those out after this event. And let's dive into the first technique, which I think most of you will like because it involves both a physical, it involves breathing, and it involves centering. It's called something I developed several years ago called yoga stretch for the eyes. Now we know how yoga relaxes the body and makes you feel amazingly comfortable. Well, the eyes are the window to the soul. And we take in tremendous amounts of energy through our eyes, data and information. Like again, your subconscious mind is always storing and filing information away. That's why sometimes if you travel to a very busy city, let's say you live somewhere in a small town and you go to New York City, and you walk around. I remember the first time I did that. This was like, 25, 30 years ago. And I walked around that day and looking at the stores and the lights and the shops on Broadway, and I remember I had the worst headache that afternoon, and I never get headaches, but it was like my senses were overloaded with so much information to take in. So the mere act of just closing your eyes and shutting out that sensory input is one way to begin to focus your mind. And so this first technique is called the yoga stretch for the eyes, and I'm going to describe it for you, and then I'm going to guide you through the process so you can practice this. It's wonderful to help you get a better night's sleep at night, to help you go into deep relaxation, or even to deepen your meditation practice. I always teach my students to do this, and I also do it myself. When I'm on a city bus, or if I'm on an airplane and I need to get centered, this is a powerful way within a few minutes that you can not only relax your mind, but allow that relaxation to spill over into your body. So the eyes is the key here. Now what you're going to do, and I'm going to guide you, I'm going to explain it, then I'm going to guide you through it. So just listen and hear me out, okay folks? The first step is you're going to close your eyes, but as you take the first deep breath in, which is the breathing combined with the physical exercise, so you're going to take a deep breath in, your eyes are closed, and as you take that deep breath in, you're going to lift your eyes up as if you're looking through your eyebrows or your forehead. So you're going to create strain and tension in your eyes deliberately. It's kind of like the relaxation response. For those of you who've ever done the relaxation response where you tighten your body, then you relax it, you tighten your body and you relax it, that helps you to accelerate the relaxation process. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a deep breath in, you're going to lift your eyes up while they're closed and create a stretch, create a little bit of tension. Now you don't want to make yourself very uncomfortable, but just enough to create tension in your eyes. And as you inhale, you're going to hold your breath to a count of 5. And then what you're going to do as you're holding your breath, you're going to mentally repeat to yourself, I'm relaxing my body and focusing my mind. I'm relaxing my body and focusing my mind. I'm relaxing my body and focusing my mind. If you say that 3 times mentally to yourself, that's about 5 seconds. And you're holding your breath at the same time. And then you exhale and you relax and you let your eyes go wherever they want. And you breathe a couple breaths in normally and naturally. And then you're going to take a second long, slow, deep breath. And this time you're going to move your eyes behind closed lids. You're going to move your eyes over towards your right ear. And you're going to hold this stretch as you fill your lungs with oxygen. You're going to hold the stretch and mentally repeat 3 times, I'm relaxing my body and focusing my mind. I'm relaxing my body and focusing my mind. Then at that 3rd time you say it, you let your eyes relax, you exhale, and you let yourself go into a place of peace and relaxation. And now that's the first. The second, you're going to do it looking down towards your chin. You're going to do it looking over towards your left eye. And then one last time, 5 deep breaths back up to the forehead. You're going to go around the clock. You're going to start with lifting your eyes up towards your forehead, deep breath in, mentally repeating, I'm relaxing my body and focusing my mind. You're going to do the second deep breath. You're going to move your eyes to the right ear. I'm relaxing my body, focusing my mind, repeating that 3 times. Exhaling, relaxing your eyes. Then you're going to look down towards your chin with your eyes closed, stretching the muscles, creating tension. And then as you exhale and relax, you let your eyes relax and you'll feel a shift. And as we go all the way around, 5 deep breaths, it takes maybe about 4 to 5 minutes, but you can quickly experience this amazing wave of relaxation. Because relaxation, I know this might be hard for some of you to believe, but relaxation is your natural state of being. We aren't born coming into the morning when we wake up being tense and tight. We learn by our thoughts. Our thoughts create tension. Our worries, our doubts, our fears, our concerns, our whatever tighten and distract the mind and cause the body to respond. Because every thought you think has a direct and immediate response to your physical form, the physical body. That's why when you are afraid, your body dumps adrenaline into your system, your heart rate raises, your blood pressure changes. Everything happens in a nanosecond. So this exercise, the yoga stretch for the mind, I'm going to guide you through it next, and then we have 4 other methods that I'm going to go into in the next 45 minutes. So I gave you kind of the cursory overview. Let's practice it, okay, folks? So I just want you to sit down, get comfortable, stretch, oops, take a sip of your coffee or your tea, and be in a place where you won't be disturbed. And now very gently and very easily, just simply close your eyes. That's it. In the simple act of closing your eyes and shutting out the stimulation that's taken in through the eyes already begins a simple process of letting go. As you shift your awareness from the outside world of noise and confusion, of distraction and chaos, as you shift your awareness and attention to your inner world of thought and feeling, imagination, intuition, and creativity. And as your eyes are relaxed, I invite you now to take in a long, slow, deep breath, filling your lungs with life-giving oxygen. As you fill your lungs, begin to lift your eyes up towards your eyebrows, creating a stretch and tension within your eyes as you hold your breath. Hold your breath as you mentally repeat, I'm relaxing my body and focusing my mind. Mentally repeat, I'm relaxing my body and focusing my mind. Your eyes are tense. I'm relaxing my body and focusing my mind. Now exhale. That's it. And let your eyes go wherever they want to go. That's it. There you go. If you didn't do that quite right for this first time, that's okay. We've got 4 more attempts here. And by the end of this exercise, you'll understand how to do it. So just relax. There's no way to do this wrong. For this is your time to learn a new skill, a new method that will help you to improve the quality of your life. And together, let's take in a second long, slow, deep breath as you move your eyes behind closed lids over towards your right ear, creating tension in your eyes, filling your lungs and holding your breath. I'm relaxing my body and focusing my mind. I'm relaxing my body and focusing my mind. I'm relaxing my body and focusing my mind. Exhale now and let your eyes go wherever they want to go. Let them soften. Let them relax. The tiny muscles that control your eyes are becoming loose, limp, and completely relaxed. That's it. That's it. And take in another long, slow, deep breath, filling your lungs as you move your eyes down towards your chin, creating a stretch in your eyes, holding that stretch, filling your lungs, holding the tension, holding your breath. I'm relaxing my body, I'm focusing my mind. I'm relaxing my body, I'm focusing my mind. I'm relaxing my body, I'm focusing my mind. Mentally repeating that as you now relax and exhale and let your eyes surrender to the relaxation, which is its natural state of being. Breathing normal now, gently, easily, and without effort. That's it. It is the most wonderful feeling to shift and change your state of mind. And it's easy to do. It's easy to shift and to focus your mind. As you take in another long, slow, deep breath, this time as you fill your lungs, move your eyes towards your left ear, creating tension as you fill your lungs, holding your breath, holding the tension. I'm relaxing my body and focusing my mind. I'm relaxing my body and focusing my mind. I'm relaxing my body and focusing my mind. Exhale, relax your eyes. As you breathe out, let your eyes go wherever they want to go. That's it. Becoming still, centered, and at ease. And one final deep breath in, for the circle begins where it ends and ends where it begins. So this time, taking a fifth deep breath in, you're going to lift your eyes back up towards your forehead as you breathe in deeply, filling your lungs with life-giving oxygen, holding your breath, holding the tension in your eyes as they lift up towards your eyebrows. I'm relaxing my body, focusing my mind. I'm relaxing my body and focusing my mind. I'm relaxing my body and focusing my mind. Exhale. Relax your eyes. And feel the tiny muscles that control your eyes becoming completely relaxed, loose, and limp. Hear the word relax. Think of the word relax. Feel the word relax. And now, ever so quietly, without anyone noticing, you become the word. Relax. Focusing your awareness and your attention in the center of your head, behind your eyes. Focusing and relaxing. And imagine in the center of your head there's this beautiful, radiant sphere of light, like a ball the size of a golf ball, of brilliant, glowing, warm light, which is the seat of your mind, your consciousness. And as you sense that ball of light, I want you to imagine that you're calling back any and all of the energy that you've scattered over the last few days. The energy you've scattered in a conversation, in a meeting at work, in a difficult situation with a friend or a neighbor, or some situation where you've scattered your energy. Just imagine that there are these little tiny sparks of light coming from out of the blue, coming from nowhere, and gathering into the center of your head, behind your eyes, as you retrieve and call back your attention, your psychic energy, and you gather it, and the ball of light behind your eyes grows stronger and brighter, and you feel this presence, you feel the space. You feel the space within your head, and you sense this ball of light growing brighter and stronger as you gather back and become centered now. That's it. Becoming centered, focused, retrieving any and all of the energy you've scattered throughout the past day or week. Just gather back and sense the light growing brighter and brighter until it occupies your entire brain with this peaceful, warm, comfortable energy, your consciousness. And now, I want you to just take a deep breath in, stretching a little bit, opening your eyes. And I started explaining that first technique, the yoga stretch for the eyes. You begin here, you do 3 steps in each of the directions. You take a deep breath in, you stretch your eyes up, holding the tension, holding your breath, mentally repeat the affirmation, I'm relaxing my body, focusing my mind, about 3 times. Then you exhale and let your eyes relax, and you take a moment and you repeat the process as you move your eyes to your right ear, down towards your chin, over to your left ear, and back up to the top. Repeating that cycle. And in that short period of 3 to 4 minutes, you will get centered and aligned and focus your mind. And it's a very powerful technique. And the more you practice it, the quicker it'll happen. The more you practice it, you see your subconscious mind is always paying attention. That's why you have to give it direction. You have to tell your mind what you want. That's why you say the affirmation. Now, if you do this before you go to sleep at night, you want to give that affirmation that tonight I'm going to get an amazing night's sleep. Tonight I'm going to sleep through the night. Tonight I'm going to fall asleep easily and sleep through the night. Whatever you want to have happen, you've got to instruct your mind, because your mind will try to make it happen. But you know what people do? They sit all day long and talk to friends and people, and they say, oh yeah, I can't sleep at all at night. I have difficulty falling asleep. I can never sleep through the night. I'm a horrible sleeper. I have insomnia. And your subconscious mind is saying, okay, I'll make sure that that continues. Because you're giving it instruction 24 hours a day. So instead of saying, I'm a horrible sleeper, I can't sleep at night, say, I'm learning to get a better night's sleep. I'm learning to fall asleep quickly. I'm learning to stay asleep throughout the night. Say something that is what you want versus what you don't want. And that's one of the secrets of the mind, is you tell it what you want and it will try to make it consistent. And so that's the part of that technique where you say the affirmation, I'm relaxing my body and focusing my mind. If you do it before sleep, use an affirmation, craft your own affirmation depending on your needs. Let's say that you have difficulty falling into sleep. Then you would say, tonight I'm going to fall asleep quickly and easily and sleep through the night. Tonight I'm going to fall asleep quickly and easily and sleep through the night. Tonight I'm going to fall asleep quickly and easily and sleep through the night. You mentally repeat that 5 times and then let go and relax. And then focus your attention on that ball of light behind your eyes to get centered. And you will drift into sleep before you know it. So that's the first technique. And then I'm going to talk about the second technique, which we did already. And that was when you gather back your awareness, you gather back your attention. You see, your attention is psychic energy. And what you pay attention to grows and expands. That's why they've done studies where you talk to plants and you give them extra psychic energy by paying attention to them. They grow faster. Little children equate attention with love, getting mommy and daddy's attention, and they need that psychic energy. They need that attention to continue to grow and to become more of themselves. All of advertising is out to do what? To capture your attention. Because the product that gathers the most attention in the marketplace becomes the strongest. It gathers this psychic energy and it becomes very strong. It's very real energy. And so when you have scattered your attention, that's what it means when people say, I feel scattered, I feel confused. Well, confusion can be a lot of things. And one of the main things that confusion is trying to sort through all these different emotions that I'm having all at the same time. And I get confused because, see, the emotions don't follow logic and reason. Where the thought, you can only think one thought at a time. Well, you can't just have one emotion at a time. You can love somebody and be angry at them at the same time. You know what I'm talking about? And often our ego says, well, if you're being angry at me, you've stopped loving me. That's what children often think, because they think it's either or. But the truth is, emotionally, you can experience both. You can be angry and still love the person. You can be angry at your pet for chewing up your best whatever. And yet the love doesn't stop. It's still there. And so confusion is often when I have all these feelings that I can't sort through because I have ignored them, I've denied them, I've repressed them, and all of a sudden I have all these emotions coming up and I'm confused, I'm scattered, I feel scattered. And that second exercise, when you simply close your eyes and you imagine and place your attention behind your eyes in the center of your head, imagining a spark of light, a ball of light, about the size of a golf ball. And then you're just going to mentally retrieve the energy you've scattered. If you know you had a big issue that you're still worried about or thinking about in the future or whether it's in the past, just call back the energy that you've given it, pulling it back in, and imagine like little sparks of light coming back into your brain, into the center, and letting the ball of light get bigger and bigger. That mental focusing exercise is the second method of how you can relax and focus your mind and your body in minutes. And we've already done that. I already slipped it in there in that first technique. So hopefully, somebody, Dee Dee said, I almost fell asleep. That's fantastic. And I'm glad other people are going to do that before they go to bed. It's an amazing thing. And catch yourself too. When you hear yourself saying, I have difficulty sleeping or whatever, your mind is, your attention is your psychic energy. And I'll give you a good example of this. Have you ever thought of buying a new car? You think, I think I want to buy a yellow Jeep. You give that instruction to your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind begins to scan the horizon and pulls into your awareness every yellow Jeep that's in your vicinity. And all of a sudden, you're like, oh my gosh, there's a yellow Jeep at the 7-Eleven. There's a yellow Jeep on the highway. Everywhere I go, there's yellow Jeeps. Where did they come from? From the instruction you gave your subconscious mind to pay attention to it. And it draws it into your awareness. Now, people use this all the time to create pain and struggle and suffering. And I teach this a lot in my classes on how to move beyond struggle. And that is that they'll sit and say, you know what, there's no good jobs in San Francisco. Oh, I can't afford to live in San Francisco. Everything's so expensive. So your subconscious mind goes, okay, I'll show you that. And everywhere you go, the rent's too high. Everywhere you go, they're not hiring people. But if you were to tell your subconscious mind, there's the perfect job for me in San Francisco. Your subconscious mind, just like those yellow Jeeps, is going to scan the horizon and pull that perfect job into your awareness. It's that simple. And yet, It's a law of the mind. When people don't understand how to use their mind, they use it oftentimes against themselves. And so hopefully that has been of value to many of you, because I know it really shifted my life when I learned that secret about 20 years ago. And now I'm very conscious of what I think and what I tell myself. And I offer that as the second technique, and working with the power of attention. Now, let's get into some very practical and simple exercises to get your mind focused. For those of you who, well, you're on insight timer, so most of you do like to meditate. But for those of you who don't like to meditate, and want to use some more practical, tangible, or let's say you're you're doing something very active during the day and you just want to focus your mind. Being sensual is the next secret. Now, what does that mean, to be sensual? Most people think, you mean to be sexual? No. Hopefully, sexuality is sensual for you. But being sensual simply means to be in your senses. To be in your senses, meaning, what are my senses? Sight, smell, touch, taste, hearing. To pay attention. When I'm walking down the street, instead of my mind thinking about what's going to happen at work, or what's going to happen next week, or worrying about the future, or regretting the past, focus on smelling the magnolia blossom of the tree you just passed under. Feel the warmth from the sun on your skin. Smell the freshness of the spring air. That, being sensual, brings you into the present moment, and it focuses and relaxes your mind and your body. When you're eating a meal, taste it. It's a novel idea, isn't it? For so many people, it's like, what? I haven't tasted a meal in 30 years. I just shove it in to fuel my body. No, but to slow down and to be sensual is another way to not only relax your body, but to focus your mind. And that's something to remind yourself of. If you're feeling scattered, how can I become more sensual? How can I become more focused? And that ties into, that's the third, is being sensual. Let yourself be in the moment, be in your senses, be conscious, pay attention to the sight, smell, touch, taste, hearing, and that will help you to relax your mind and focus your mind and relax your body very quickly. The next secret, the fourth method of how to relax your mind and your body is concentration activities. Activities that help you to concentrate. So for me, I have several that I love to do. And one of them is to play tennis. You know, when I'm out there on the tennis court, I have to focus on that little yellow ball and give it my full attention, and I have to run and fight. I can't think about work or anything else, and when I do that kind of concentrated activity, I feel so much more centered and clear afterwards. It's such a mental exercise. It's the same with shooting pool, billiards. You know, if you go out and shoot pool with the friends or whatever, back when we could do that before the corona, but when you could shoot pool, you have to focus on the ball. Anything that's concentrating exercise, doing crossword puzzles, dancing, yoga. Doing yoga is very much about focusing in the present moment and focusing and following along. It's hard to think about other things. So any concentration activity can help you to center and focus your mind very quickly. And here's one that I do very quickly, and this is great if you're at work and you're getting ready to go to a meeting and you feel scattered. You can either go into the bathroom or get alone by yourself for just a few minutes. And again, this combines the being sensual with the vibrational frequency and sound, and it's called the humming vibration method. And all you have to do is you take a deep breath in. You don't have to close your eyes. Just take a deep breath in. And you hum the exhale. You hum and you feel the vibration in your chest. You feel it moving. You feel that humming coming out of your vocal cords, and it's spreading through your body. So you pay attention. You get centered. You feel the vibration. You be very sensual, and you hear the sound. And you can do that, and it does help to close your eyes, but it's not necessary. Like a lot of times when I'm driving in a car, I can do that deep breath, and then I hum, and I get myself centered. If I'm feeling scattered, my mind's going in too many places, I can just do that maybe 3 or 4 times. Take a deep breath in, holding that breath, and as you exhale, create a vibration, a humming sound. That technique is fast, easy, and effective to help you to relax your body and focus your mind in minutes. Literally, it can happen that quick. And again, The more you practice this and set your intention, why am I doing this? I want to relax my body and focus my mind. That's why I'm doing it. And you tell your subconscious mind, that's my intention for this humming exercise. That's my intention for being sensual and while I'm eating this meal. That's my intention for gathering back all those little particles of energy. That's my intention for doing the yoga stretch for the eyes technique. So you set the intention, and your subconscious mind, after you repeat it several times, says, oh, they want to relax their body and focus their mind. And it'll kick in and help you to do it so quickly. It's like you're training your mind to tell it what you want. And as you repetition is what the mind deepens and strengthens. So as you repeat it, that's what habits are, right? You know, driving is a habit. Most people don't think when they jump in the car, they just go on automatic. That's because your mind is conditioned and trained how to drive. Well, it's the same with learning how to relax and focus your mind. You can do it that quickly and that easily. So that is the fourth of the 5 techniques. And again, I wish I knew this technique while I sat in New York traffic. I will definitely use this. Great, Dee Dee. And yeah, we do live such busy lives. It's so important to get centered. So what are some of the concentration activities that you can do? A powerful one is, like I just mentioned, for me is tennis, but there are lots of ways: dancing, yoga, going for, and this kind of goes into the 5th technique, which is, the 5th technique is to engage the elements of earth, air, water, fire. They are hypnotic in themselves. Has you ever looked into a fire? And there's such a mystical element when you think about this thing that just comes out of nowhere and then can be extinguished out of nowhere and immediately. You know, science still doesn't quite understand what fire is. They understand electricity to some degree, but they still need to understand electricity. It's such a mystical element. But your element, for me, my element is water. So I can connect in water. I go to the hot springs, I go to the beach, I'll go into a lake, or I'll take a hot bath, and that gets me centered and focused so quickly. So engaging the elements is a 5th way to relax your body and focus your mind in minutes. And engaging the elements, that might mean that you go for a hike in nature and you appreciate the beauty around you, engaging your mind, appreciating beauty. Remember, the brain can identify beauty in symmetry, but it's the mind that appreciates it. The brain can identify an act of love and caring, but it's the mind that actually feels the caring and the love. It's the brain that can identify a joke, but it's the mind that has a sense of humor. So engaging your mind is so important. And the elements are one way to engage your mind as you appreciate on that beautiful hike. Let's say you want to connect with the element of earth and you go for a hike and you sit on a big stone and you just feel the solid energy of the earth beneath you. That can help you to get centered very quickly to ground you. Or the fresh air of the ocean beach, or up in the hilltop, as you climb up to a hilltop and you feel that air and the wind and you just feel that and become sensual. Again, combining the sensuality with the elements will align you and focus your mind and body so quickly. And the more you practice it, the less distracted you'll be. It's like anything. The more you practice it, and now you have these fundamental ways from doing the yoga stretch for the eyes. See, there's a lot of steps. It's a little intricate. It probably takes longer for me to describe it than it actually does to do it. But once you get it down, it's only a few steps, and you just repeat it 5 different times. But it's not difficult, but it gives your mind and your brain something to focus on. You know, I've got to take a deep breath in, I got to hold my breath, and then I've got to stretch my eyes up and hold the tension, and then I got to mentally repeat the affirmation, and then I got to exhale. And so it gives you enough to do where you can't think about anything else but that exercise. And then you repeat it 5 times. By the time you did the 3rd and 4th time, you're like, okay, my mind's getting bored with this. I'm just going to go into and surrender into relaxation and become centered and focused as you go around and you finally complete that last stretch, the 5th. And then all of a sudden your body will respond, especially as you give it the direction. So those are a quick overview and an outline of the difference between the brain and the mind. And 5 methods that you can use, some meditative, some very practical and tangible, like going to play tennis, or make a list of whatever you do that helps you to get focused. Crossword puzzles, doing a jigsaw puzzle for that matter. I know I just took up oil painting last fall. One of my neighbors, who's an amazing master oil painter, he teaches at the UCSF. He had myself and my friend Claire go to tutor us to do oil painting lessons, and so we'd go every, I think it was Wednesday nights for like 2.5 hours, 3 hours. And man, you talk about, I thought it was going to be social when you do oil painting. We would have a glass of wine and we'd start painting, and you get so engrossed in the painting. Like, I wouldn't even drink my wine or have any conversation because I couldn't do a conversation and focus on what I was doing with the oil painting. It is an amazing way to get focused and concentrated. So now that takes a lot of time and preparation, that you can't just do that in minutes. But as you engage in those kind of activities on a regular basis, it'll be easier for you to get back into center and focus your mind even when you're not doing those activities, because you're training your brain to go into a focused, concentrated state. And so the concentrated activities, the vibrational hum, as you take a deep breath in and you hum and you feel that vibration. And it does help if you do close your eyes, because you can really focus on that, that vibration. But if you're driving a car, you don't want to be closing your eyes. But that's why I give you that technique. And being sensual, and that centering visualization where you call back your attention, the power of attention, and then engaging with the elements and the yoga stretch for the eyes. 5 methods that you can do. Oh my goodness, all these hearts are exploding on the screen. I love it. So with that, if anybody has any questions, please, by the way, if you got value out of this, feel free to donate. If you feel like you got some value, I'd really appreciate that. And if not, at least go check out some of my meditations and make some comments on my meditations. Like and follow me on this so that you can be in touch with my future class, because my next class I'm going to teach probably in the next, I'd say 7 to 10 days, is on how to make trustworthy decisions. Decisions that you have to make every day, but how do I make trustworthy decisions? How do I align with my soul and spirit versus my ego? And to know the difference so that I can trust myself that this decision is for my highest good, that this decision is going to lead me towards my empowered destiny. And that's so much what I'm all about, is helping you to remember who you are. I'm not here really to teach you anything brand new. I'm helping you to remember something deep down you already know. That you are a powerful spiritual being. And your mind is your greatest resource and asset. And an unmanaged mind can become your greatest nemesis and liability. And when you can decide to learn about the mind and focus and shift and take harmony and dominion over your mind, your life can move and lift out of the struggle and to enjoy every day that you're on this beautiful planet of ours. So I hope that this has been of value to you. And I know from previous class I did on overcoming resistance to change, 4 secrets to overcome resistance to change. I did that about 2 weeks ago, and I believe you can find that and rewatch it, and you'll be also able to rewatch this. And I gave a lot of information very quickly, but hopefully, like I mentioned, you don't have to do all 5 of these methods, but pick 1 or 2 that works for you and practice it and do it consistently. The more you do it, the more you'll be able to relax and focus your mind in minutes and very quickly. I want to leave that with you, and if you have any questions, hopefully I explained everything clearly enough, but if you do have questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me and to find me. I'm Michael Patrick Bovines, and you can, I believe, leave a message somehow here. I'm not sure if I can see all the questions you might have typed in. I'm not sure if that's available after this closes down, if I can still retrieve that. But either way, if you have a burning question, send me a message somehow and let me know. All right, folks? And hopefully you'll continue practicing what I've taught you, and you'll learn how to master your mind so that you can quickly relax your mind and body in minutes. Take care now.